10 football players who became MMA fighters. Before stepping foot in the Octagon, some MMA fighters have tried their hand at football. They moved from football to the UFC. You will be amazed that these MMA fighters were once football players. In today's video, we will tell you about the top 10 football players that became MMA fighters. So without further delay, let's get into the video. Number 10, Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is a multi-talented individual. Lesnar, who has been labeled the modern-day Bo Jackson, has shown to be one of the greatest in the world at almost anything he sets his mind to. Whether it's pro wrestling, hobby wrestling, or mixed martial arts. He did, however, have a brief career as a professional football player. Lesnar was a standout football player in high school, but when he went to college, he stopped playing. After leaving the WWE in 2004, he was re-signed by the North Twins to play football. He appeared in the preseason but was cut before the regular season started. Number 9, Michael Westbrook. Michael Westbrook spent 7 seasons in the NFL as a wide receiver. He spent the majority of his career with the Washington Redskins before joining the Cincinnati Bengals for his last season. He had his sights set on the cage after his retirement. As a professional, Westbrook fought 3 times. In his career, the jiu-jitsu ace went 1-1 with 1 no contest, with his highlight being a fight against future UFC heavyweight contender Travis Browne in 2009. Unfortunately for Westbrook, Hoppa won by TKO in the 3rd round. Number 8, Austin Lane. After graduation from Murray State University in 2010, Austin Lane spent a few seasons in the NFL. Lane is best known for his 3 seasons with the Jacksonville Jaguars, although he also spent time with the Kansas City Chiefs, Chicago Bears, and Detroit Lions. Lane resigned from the NFL in 2015 and immediately turned his attention to the ring. When Lane was matched up with Greg Hardy on Dana White's Contender Series in 2018, he went 4-0 to start his MMA career. Despite the fact that he was knocked out in the 1st round, he has continued to fight. He is the current Fury FC heavyweight champion and has a professional record of 10-3. Number 7, Marcus Jones. Marcus Jones was a wide receiver in the National Football League from 1996 to 2002. Spending the majority of his time with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Jones left football in 2002 and did not participate in sports for the next 5 years. He began competing in MMA professionally in 2007, and after a 4-1 record, he was cast on the 10th season of The Ultimate Fighter. Jones finished his time in the house with a 2-1 record before being eliminated by Brendan Schaub. In the show's finals, he was knocked out in the 2nd round by Matt Mitrione, putting an end to his MMA career. Number 6, Bob Sapp. Bob Sapp is possibly the most well-known freak show fighter of all time. He did, however, have an unsuccessful NFL career prior to fighting in MMA and kickboxing. Sapp only played 1 game in the NFL despite being a 3rd-round draft pick in 1997 with great expectations for the Chicago Bears. In being suspended for using steroids, Sapp's career took a hit, and after 1998 he resorted to pro wrestling, which launched him into the entertainment industry. Number 5, Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker, the oldest player on the list, was one of the best running backs of the 1980s and 1990s. Walker was a strong factor in the NFL and the unsuccessful USFL League during the course of his 16-year career. Walker was a 3-time All-Pro in the NFL and left a lasting impression on the field. However, after his retirement, the guy desired competition and proclaimed his intention to engage in mixed martial arts, MMA, at the age of 47. Walker was quickly signed by Strikeforce and he won his first 2 fights by knockout. Despite rumors of a comeback through the years, Walker's cage career appears to be over after going 2-0. Number 4, Johnny Morton. Although Johnny Morton did not make the Hall of Fame, he did play 12 seasons in the NFL as a wide receiver. After 2005, he opted to trade in his catching gloves for striking gloves and began training in mixed martial arts, MMA. Morton made his debut in 2007, losing to Bernard Aka in a knockout. Morton's 38-second knockout loss was made worse by the fact he tested positive for high testosterone after the fight. He didn't fight again after that. Number 3, Brendan Schaub. In terms of completing multiple tasks, Brendan Schaub is similar to Brock Lesnar. Schaub has experimented with stand-up comedy, podcasting, boxing, acting, and football. Before moving to the NFL, Manning was a standout player for Colorado in college. However, his time in the NFL was brief, as he was released after only a few preseason games with the Buffalo Bills in 2006. He spent a season with the Utah Blaze of the Arena Football League before retiring in 2007 and turning to mixed martial arts. Number 2, Matt Mitrione. Matt Mitrione's sports career was a roller coaster. The former Purdue star went undrafted in the NFL draft in 2002, although he did play for the New York Giants for a season. He was discharged in 2003, but continued to play for several teams until 2005, when he retired and switched to MMA. Mitrione has been fighting since 2009 and has had a career that has been up and down. He's won fights against Fedor Emelianenko and Kimbo Slice in the past, but he's presently on a 3-fight losing run in Bellator. Number 1, Greg Hardy. Perhaps one of the top defensive players in the NFL when he was charged with domestic violence in 2014. Was one of the best defensive players in the league. Despite the fact that the charges against Hardy were finally dropped, he was out of the league after 2 seasons due to the mark on his name. He switched to MMA in 2017 and has had a roller coaster ride in the UFC since then. He has a professional record of 7-4, with his most recent loss coming in July to Tai Tuivasa. So, viewers, how did you like the video? Tell us in the comments section which football player you found shocking that could also be an MMA fighter. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and press the bell icon for more regular updates.